We find many Cuban immigrants who have been trapped here for months, desperate to reach their goal to get to America. If you're going to travel this week, be sure to take the necessary safety measures by putting your seatbelt on. Once eligible, students are able to use their Cougar Card funds. Funds will only be accessible for 5 days. Employers tell me that preparation for the fair is a long process and very time-consuming. You can find multiple donation bins just like this one around campus. It's been a drastic change of weather here at Washington State University. The main event for Semana de la Raza will be held here at the Cub Senior Ballroom this Saturday at 5:30. The fundraiser raises money, and over the years, it has raised over $2 million for charities. They train all year round, endless hours of practice and conditioning, all to perfect their skills. If you wish to purchase any tickets, you can also visit ticketwest.com or amdt.com. A judge sentenced a man who kidnapped and killed William Kirk in a fit of road rage to 3 terms of life in prison. Washington Governor Jay Inslee and Oregon Governor Kate Brown are standing together to fight President Donald Trump's environmental policies. It usually takes crews 4 to 6 weeks to clear the road, but it could take up to 8 weeks this year. Dreamers are immigrants that entered the country illegally as children. If we take a look at today's weather, averaging around mid-30s, but snow will continue through later tonight, so be sure to stay warm with some hot chocolate. 2 adults and a child are dead following a shooting in a classroom at a California elementary school. Energy infrastructure company TransCanada can now complete construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. Recyclables at WSU are collected in 1,600 recycling bins, moved and processed every day. United Airlines dragged 1 man off of a plane when they asked customers to voluntarily give up their seat on a flight from Chicago to Louisville. It's a sweltering day in Arriaga, Chiapas. The dirt road that was once full of immigrants waiting to board La Bestia, or the Beast, now looks like this. We come across abandoned backpacks, shoes, even a pregnancy test. But where have the people gone? In 2014, the Mexican government increased enforcement on immigration laws. That means less people are able to get on the train.
3 camionetas van.
There are 3 patrols making rounds in Arriaga, and they do not allow immigrants to board the train. They guard the area in all the city and colonies, so now you don't see many immigrants.
The Suchiate River seen behind me divides Mexico and Guatemala. This has become the new beast, which many immigrants cross over north in rafts and inner tubes, willing to endure all obstacles to obtain their freedom. These people are illegally entering Mexico through the Suchiate River, fleeing some of the world's deadliest countries such as Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, due to poverty and the Maras gang violence. Due to these problems, this Guatemalan immigrant didn't want to be identified.
Mucha discriminación.
There's a lot of discrimination. We've suffered through a lot. The Maras have threatened to harm us, and we decided to leave to find a better future. Those who do make it on the train sit on the roof and are crammed between the boxcars. Many times they are pushed off by the Maras who are on board, and they can end up dead and in this graveyard, while others suffer life-changing injuries, just like Amarilis.
No sentí nada.
I didn't feel anything, and when I fell, I fainted for about 5 minutes. I woke up and saw a lot of people and blood. The ambulance arrived and took me to the hospital. Because of stronger policing, Arriaga is no longer the crossing point for immigrants desperate to board the train. In the bordering state of Oaxaca, immigrants find an alternate route to try to get to the front of the line of the Beast.
Ellos buscan otras rutas.
The immigrants find alternative routes through the mountains or through the Suchiate River to cross over.
The journey immigrants face to reach the Mexico-U.S. border can be a painful one, but the dangerous and sometimes deadly journey into and across Mexico is often an invisible and untold story. Reporting in Chiapas, I'm Estreyita Rosales. Es un día sofocante en Arriaga, Chiapas, la carretera de tierra que una vez estuvo llena de inmigrantes esperando abordar la Bestia, ahora se parece así. Nos topamos con cosas abandonadas como mochilas, zapatos e incluso una prueba de embarazo. Pero ¿a dónde se ha ido la gente? En el 2014, el gobierno mexicano aumentó aplicaciones en las leyes de inmigración. Esto significa que menos personas son capaces de subir al tren.
3 camionetas van que andan rondando toda Arriaga, en toda la ciudad. en las colonias, en los barrios.
El río Suchiate detrás de mí es el nuevo método de la bestia, al cual varios migrantes usan para cruzar al norte, en balsas y tubos interiores dispuestos a soportar todos los obstáculos para obtener su libertad. Estas personas están entrando ilegalmente a México huyendo a algunos de los países más mortíferos del mundo, como Guatemala, Honduras y El Salvador, debido a la pobreza y violencia de la pandilla de los maras. Debido a estos problemas, esta inmigrante guatemalteca no quiso ser identificada.
Es mucha discriminación. Hemos sufrido intentos así como que nos han querido suicidar, nos han querido hacer daño.
Los que logran abordar el tren corren el peligro de ser empujados por los maras que están a bordo y pueden terminar muertos y en este cementerio, mientras que otros pierden su equilibrio y sufren lesiones que le cambian la vida, como esta jovencita, Amarilis.
No sentí nada y cuando me caí de una vez me desmayé.
A causa de las leyes de inmigración, Arriaga ya no es el punto de cruce para los inmigrantes desesperados a abordar el tren. En el estado fronterizo de Oaxaca, los inmigrantes encuentran una ruta alternativa para intentar de estar en primera fila para abordar la bestia.
Ellos buscan otras rutas, se meten más al monte. Algunos se vienen por la vía del tren, otros buscan siempre más retirado en el monte.
El viaje que los inmigrantes enfrentan para llegar a la frontera de México y Estados Unidos es muy doloroso, pero el peligroso y a veces viaje mortal a través de México es una historia invisible e inédita. Reportando desde Chiapas, Estreyita, Rosales.